Juice WRLD Marshmello, we don't get along. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 12. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. We got a pretty good episode for y'all today, guys. We got another good old Friday night episode. And I thought Friday night we can go back in the past, go back in time, and kind of give the respects to one of the greatest, one of the best in my opinion. One of the best newer rapper generation, guys of the world is Juice WRLD. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. It's sad to see him, gone. And 2025, I did a review with, when it was XXXTentacion and Juice WRLD teaming up. That song wasn't the greatest, but now we just got Juice WRLD and Marshmello. This is always a good combination. Marshmello usually has pretty good ass production, and then Juice WRLD usually has a really good addicting hooks, really good addicting verses. But I just want to kind of come on here and just kind of, go back in time, talk about Juice WRLD's legacy, kind of give respects to it because it's a new year. And I think it's always a good year to, a good new year when you talk about some good old Juice WRLD. It's been quite a while. First of all, I've been listening to Juice WRLD since I've been, honestly, since I've been getting into rap music. Since I was a little ass kid, Juice WRLD was always playing, always got into his music, listening to it for a long ass time. Then, when I heard about, the plane, the overdose, etc., rest in peace. It was really sad to see, but, Juice WRLD's music is some of the best music you can listen to, in my opinion, some of the most addicting hooks, some of the most addicting verses, Juice WRLD always came with that fucking heat. Some of the best melodic singing. Juice WRLD was one of those pioneers of, the melodic rapping. And melodic rapping has really went through a lot of different changes, a lot of phases, but Juice WRLD kind of really, put that shit on the map. Put the sad rap scene really on the map, in my opinion. XXXTentacion, respects to him, rest in peace to him. He did the same thing. But Juice WRLD dropped some of the fucking most heat fucking music ever. Juice WRLD had that voice. And I think that's a really cool thing. So let's get into this song. We got this new song called We Don't Get Along. It's not really new. There's probably a leak. I probably have heard the leak of this song, just living life, people releasing the leaks of all Juice WRLD's music. But let's get into this song. Starting off with the beat, I say this is a pretty nice beat. Marshmello did his thing on the production. I'm liking the guitar. I'm liking the trap beat. Overall, it's pretty good. I will say I don't really like the ending. I feel like if we're just going to let the beat play out in the ending, for a full ass 30 seconds with no verse, no recopying, pasting the hook or nothing like that, maybe the beat does drag on a little bit too much in my opinion, so that's my only complaint. But I'd say overall Marshmello's production was absolutely really good. Sounded really fucking fire. So overall nothing to really complain about there. I like the trap beat, I like the guitar. I do like how it's not like a rock song or anything like that. Those songs do sound good, but this is like Juice WRLD style. This is where Juice WRLD sounds his best, when it's, these kind of melodic guitar trap beats. That's where Juice WRLD really does shine. His vocals really do shine. The flows really do shine when you get this shit going. So I overall really do enjoy what, Marshmello brought to the goddamn table. Production from Marshmello was pretty fucking good, but let's get into the beginning verse from Juice WRLD. I like the flow. I like how Juice WRLD's coming on here. The rapping's really nice. The melodic vocals sound really fucking clean, really fucking pristine. I really like the flow too. I like how, the song easily gets stuck in your head. The We Don't Get Along hook actually, is really addicting to listen to. And, it's one of those songs where I feel like I'll probably put in my personal playlist because this song just actually sounds really fucking good and, really easy to get stuck in your head. So I really overall do enjoy that. Then you have the second verse, and the second verse has a really nice flow. I like all the different flow switches that Juice WRLD's doing, all the different vocal switches that Juice WRLD's pulling off too, which sounds really fucking fire in my opinion. So that's a really overall great performance from Juice WRLD. Rest in peace. He's one of the greatest, but sad to see him go. This song is overall pretty fucking good. We Don't Get Along, and it's kind of sad to see a lot of his unreleased songs, talk about his legacy, talk about, keep him carrying on, after he dies, which is kind of like a metaphor to, what would happen. It's just really sad to think about, in my opinion, and that's what kind of leaves his music, this really, depression kind of feeling when you're listening to his songs. But overall, I really love what this song sounds like. Marshmallow's production was really fucking good. And overall, when we talk about Juice WRLD and Marshmello, we don't get along. I enjoy this beat. I really enjoy Juice WRLD's vocals and the hook and the verses. Rest in peace to Juice WRLD. I really enjoyed this track. I'm easily going to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Thank you so much for listening. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. And thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode, guys. It means the world to me checking out Season 12. We got more content coming up. And rest in peace to Juice WRLD. Go check out some Juice WRLD music. Go spin it back. It's a new year. Might as well check out some Juice WRLD. Pay respects to one of the greatest. And yeah, rest in peace, Juice WRLD. This song was overall really fucking good. I'll probably spin some Juice WRLD tonight. We'll see how it fucking goes. But thank y'all so much for listening. And I will see y'all later. Have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye.